Welcome everybody to the BCL Summer Cup, brought to you by Enter GG. I am Gravity. Joining me today is Dascro, and we are here to bring you the upper bracket, the winners bracket final between Imagine and Nafu, and it's going to be an excellent game today. How are you doing today, Dascro?
I'm doing great, Gravity. Thank you for asking. Glad to be here. BCL Upper Bracket Finals. Very exciting. It's been a long time coming. We're going to see some great battlefield action today.
Definitely. Now, both of these teams have had a great road to get here. Just taking a look at the bracket so far, we've had each team go through several strong teams to get here. Legacy did defeat, or excuse me, ESF did defeat Legacy to get to the upper bracket semifinals, in which they lost 2-0 to Imagine. But Imagine did struggle a little bit in defeating them on Rogue Transmission, so maybe a little bit of weakness on that particular map from Imagine. On the other side of the bracket, we have Nafu that defeated Exodus in their quarter bracket final, and then we have then they ended up beating VN 2-1. VN taking a round, I believe it was off of Parasol Storm against Nafu in the other semifinal bracket. And so that sets up today's match between Nafu and Imagine, and I can't wait to see how it's going to go. Now, looking at the other side of the bracket, obviously, if Nafu does lose, or if Nafu or Imagine lose, they will one of the teams will drop down to the lower bracket. Now, yesterday we saw ESF take out Exodus and knock Exodus out of the lower bracket. VN is still scheduled to play against Legacy, and that match should happen today, and that will continue on and set up next week's match between ESF and the winner of that match. Now, today, like we said, we have Imagine versus Legacy. Imagine versus Nafu. And with that, we will be heading into a brief interview. First with Dom Polo from Nafu, and second with Nickel from Imagine.
All right, guys, thanks for sending it over. Grav Dascro, they're going to be having a fantastic match here today. Definitely looking forward to it. I am Brett FX, and we are here with Don Polo, the one and only from Nafu. How you doing, Don?
Doing fine, man. Thanks for having me.
Awesome. Well, guys, as we said before, this is going to be the finals match in the upper bracket, not the grand final just yet. So we got a ways to go before we get there. But this is definitely going to be some grand final worthiness, I believe, going down. But first of all, let's go ahead and find out, Don, who are you? Where you come from? Just a real short synopsis of just how you got here today.
Yeah. Well, I kind of started playing BF4 like at release almost, but only casually. And then I'd say in like 2016 or so, I started playing 5 versus 5 infantry competitively, and then slowly kind of got used to vehicles and everything like that, and kind of went to the 8v8 scene, because like the 5v5 scene was probably, like, you could say it was almost dead at that point, because like we had no LAN parties anymore, and 8v8 was kind of the thing done.
Yeah, you missed all the fun, man.
Yeah, I was too late. I started playing after the last major event.
You know, it's kind of crazy because, I was there for the whole 2014, 2015 period of time when 5v5 was big. And it's interesting to see how many guys actually started after that period. It's like the moments when you wanted to really play, when there was money involved, everybody seems to have missed it. But either way, we're happy to have you here, especially here for some 8v8 action. But I do want to bring up the fact that, yes, you guys are playing against Imagine, and you yourself even stated earlier that this is probably considered the best team in the game as of right now. Now, going in with that mindset and the fact that you guys did lose previously to these guys, I think it was round number 2 in the group stages. What is it that you have to do in order to beat these guys? I mean, these guys are kind of like the giant right now in 8v8. So what do you got to do to take them down?
Yeah, I think it mostly comes down to teamwork, honestly. Kind of have to have a game plan and actually follow it for like the whole round. That's kind of the problem that I often I see. Like, we have like a breakout that's usually decent, and after that we like really have to work to like hold those flags that we want, and yeah, just kind of following through with what we planned. And yeah,
Yeah,
against a tough enemy, it's difficult. Yeah.
No, it's interesting that you say that, because the last couple of matches that I've actually cast you guys on, I think that you guys have done a really good job of sticking with a game plan throughout the entirety of the match. It never really seems like you guys quite give up. You're always pushing, you're always fighting back, and it's absolutely fantastic to watch, especially last weekend on Hammerhead. That was, a fantastic game that we had going down. And which, by the way, if you guys watching have not seen it, after this match is over, you definitely need to go check out the VODs for that, because it was fantastic. Yeah, so it's really awesome. Teamwork definitely important here in 8v8s, especially against a team like Imagine. But I got a question for you. This may be a little bit off script though. So we talk a lot about Calzaghe, just absolutely fantastic tanker, vehicle player that he has. And they have some fantastic infantry as well. Who kind of stands out on your team as like a player that can do the most damage, the player that really stands out above the rest?
Ooh, that's a difficult question. I wouldn't say that we have like that one guy that really is like above the rest. Yeah, I can't really answer that with. I can say, yeah, Calzaghe is kind of, yeah. Once you can't control him anymore, then he just farms the whole round. But yeah, for us, I'd say it's individually like you can have a really nice round and change the whole game sometimes. And I think actually everybody of our team has the ability to do that.
That's in my opinion a good thing, because you don't have to worry about a specific person needing to pop off and really play at their best every single time. I kind of like that whole notion that just about everybody is really solid on your team, and I guess it goes back to what you're talking about before, where really you guys are just focusing on teamwork, making sure that you're playing together.
Yeah.
So so how are you preparing for this particular match? As I said before, you did lose previously in the rounds, so you have some experience against them. Obviously, you have VOD that you can go back and review, take a look at. So how are you guys actually preparing for this match?
Well, I think we kind of prepare mostly just by playing PCWs or scrims against other teams that we had, and we kind of learned to play together with each other and like create these synergies at certain points in the round. I wouldn't say that we have a special game plan that's tailored to Imagine, but just by getting more experience from playing together, I'd say we kind of are preparing ourselves like that. Yeah.
Okay. So, we talked about the last match. It was on Resort and Siege. Are these maps that you're going to want to stay away from moving on into this final? I mean, what maps do you think that we're going to be seeing being played in this match, or what map would you like rather to be seen played in this map?
I'd say Siege is actually a map that we're pretty decent on. Ainon, not so much. Yeah, it's with those three flag maps, it's almost a bit of a 50-50 sometimes. Even a team that's usually strong, something can go wrong. You can lose the heli or whatever and then lose the whole round. I'd say maybe the 4 flag maps are maybe more of a safe bet almost for us. Except Sabot that we played against Imagine, they completely destroyed us on that one, so probably won't gonna play this.
Yeah, Zavod is pretty scary when Imagine is on there. That is for sure. All right, so we're going to be wrapping this thing up. But, obviously, you want to always take yourself as the favorite going into it. And I ask this question every single time. But, objectively, looking at this from the outside in, who do you think is going to have the best chance of winning tonight?
Well, yeah, purely objectively, I'd say it's Imagine. But I definitely believe in our team, and that we have the ability to actually turn this our way and win. Yeah.
Awesome. I'm loving it, man. All right, Don. Well, thank you for joining. That is going to be it here for this interview. We're going to take it to a second interview, though, so don't go anywhere. That's going to be coming up here in just a few short moments. All right, so we are here with our second guest of the evening. It is going to be none other than Nickel, and from what I've been told, this is the face reveal. This is it. This is your big moment.
That is correct. That's the big moment.
And it was right here on BCL, no less. Awesome stuff. All right. Well, you know what? Let's just go ahead and get right into it. So, Nickel, who are you? I mean, where'd you come from?
Well, I knew that question was coming. I think most people know me actually from YouTube as a content creator, but I also happen to be a competitive player. I've been playing 5v5 in 2016 and 2017 for a little bit. And when it comes to 8v8, I actually started last year. I think it's like, it was last year, a little bit more than a year now. And we all know what happened. Corona happened. We had lockdowns. And what do you do at home? You might as well start grinding 8v8.
Is that it? Right. That's your go-to? Just might as well start grinding 8v8 if you're locked up? Is that why we got so many people coming back or coming into it?
I think that was actually the main reason. Like, that was a huge wave of new players coming in last year.
Yeah. So, it's interesting because you mentioned this just recently, talking about how you started playing 5v5 in 2016. I've heard that a lot. I mean, a lot of guys so far that I've talked to said that it's 2016, 2017 is when they started fives. Why did you start so late? Like, did you know about the scene, the 5v5 scene back in 2014, 15?
That's the thing. I didn't know about the scene. Like, in 2015, I was a super casual player. I was playing with my real life friends, hardcore. We were like trolling players and so on. Super casual. I had no idea of competitive until I ran into a video on YouTube. I think that was a video from Rella, like some 5v5 frag movie. And I was immediately like shocked, like, whoa, you can play this game like that. And it looked so much fun with all the flicking and fast-paced infantry action. And I was like, hey, I want to be like this guy. Let's give it a try.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad that you got into the scene. Nonetheless, I'm excited to see what's going to be up for 2042 and what you guys are going to be able to pull off, because this is going to be, I think, a really, really big moment for the competitive scene if we can actually get everything organized correctly. Hopefully we have a swell of people coming on in. So, we know that your guys like you are definitely going to be some leaders in that one. But, let's talk about the match here. So we're going to be going on. This is going to be Imagine versus Nafu. Now, you guys have already won versus them earlier in the group stages, and widely you're considered the best team in the game right now. So, I mean, is like, what is it that you need to do to win this match? I mean, it's just regular day as you always do. I mean, like, what is it?
Well, there is a very simple answer to that. We need internet. We need internet. Imagine is a team with a lot of internet issues. We have like 3 or 4 players that frequently drop because, like I said, of internet issues. That goes for 2 or 3 German players and for 1 Russian player. And I think about 2 weeks ago, we played one official match. It was Paracel against Breakdown. And we played actually 6v8, and then one guy rejoined and we played 7v8, and we had no heli the entire time.
Oh my god.
And there's also like a second layer to this, a little bit more passion or commitment. Like lately, we're a bit burnt out. This season has been going on for way too long. And like I said, I've been playing for a year. Some of my teammates have been playing for a year. We played in EPG, we played in level BF, and we're playing BCL. Yeah.
Okay.
Turned
right.
out.
So internet and passion, that's an interesting combo. Never heard that one before on the internet side of things, but yeah, definitely see how that's going to be making a difference here today. Now, so I mean, is there any way that you specifically prepared for Nafu? I mean, anything at all?
Usually we scrim before and talk about the maps, and we definitely did talk about the maps, about the breakouts and some strats we want to try. But when it comes to scrims, we have issues like nowadays no team wants to scrim us, at least in EU.
I've heard that.
Yeah, and that really sucks, honestly. Like, we all want to play, we want to scrim, we want to get better, and there is nobody. Especially like right now, the tournament is almost over. Some teams dropped out already.
Yeah.
And they obviously don't want to play anymore.
All right. Well, so moving on to the maps, you talked about how you kind of maybe go over some maps, talk about some VODs, whatever it may be. What maps do you guys, what would you like to see being played, and what maps would you like to see being avoided?
Honestly, we can play any map. The only map that I see as a problem could be Parasol Storm, because Nafu has actually a dedicated, very good boat team with Neo and Masterus. And we have a bunch of boat players, but nobody is like really experienced with them. So we're definitely gonna avoid Parasol. And when it comes to the other maps, we honestly don't care. We can just play anything.
Just play anything. I like that. The confidence, man, is oozing from you. Absolutely love it. And, I have to agree, casting a couple of your matches, you guys look absolutely fantastic on the majority of the maps that you do play. And, talking about just, the confidence that's coming in here. I mean, on your team, obviously there are some very big heavy hitters. Who do you think has the most impact on Imagine? Or do you think that it's just overall everybody does?
I think everyone in our team is like a star player. Like honestly, every single player is very mechanically skilled, experienced in this game, is committed to the cause, and there's honestly like there's not one player that is like sticking out. I mean, obviously it depends on the map. Like on Dawnbreaker, obviously Sunny and Heap are very important with Sand and the AA. On a map like Hammerhead, obviously the infantry is important, and so on.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned, Santa, he's a massive piece to you guys. And we on cast, we oogle about him all the freaking time, but he is just that good to be able to just kind of leave him alone and just do the damage that he can. All right. So, looking at this objectively, it's a question that I always ask everybody that I do an interview with. But, I think that we all know the answer to this. But objectively speaking, who do you think is going to be the better team here today?
I think it's quite clear. We have a solid track record. I think it's going to be us.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, I just hope for a very close, entertaining match. I don't want this to be one-sided for any team. And I think it's also better for like the cast, for the viewers, if it's going to be a little bit closer than usual.
I agree with you wholeheartedly. All right, so just theory right now. We're just going to talk about the what ifs. So let's just say that you are going to be making it into the grand finals here. What team do you think is going to be meeting you up there? Because we've got, I think it's ESF, Legacy, VN, Nafu, and I think those are the teams that are left right now.
Actually, it might be Nafu for the third time.
Really?
I think it might be Nafu for the third time. Yeah, they've just way too much experience.
I definitely got that. That's for sure.
I mean, ESF Legacy, I don't know. Lately, they have been very lackluster in terms of performance. ESF did well last week, actually. On that one map. What map was it? Rogue. But overall, I think it's gonna be Nafu again for the third time. It's getting tiresome.
Yeah, that rogue map was actually really, really good. I was a couple of just amazing moments happening in that series. It was really, really good. Actually, probably the best rogue map that I've cast in a very, very long time. So it was good to be able to see that. All right, well, that is going to be it. Thank you, Nickel, for joining us. And we absolutely appreciate the face reveal here. Once again, guys, we are going to be heading on into our match. Imagine versus Nafu. It is going to be the finals here today for the winner's bracket. We're going to throw it back over to our casters, and we're going to have one heck of a day. Take it easy.
Thanks for having me.
Welcome back, everybody. I hope you guys enjoyed those interviews with Don Polo and Nickel. With that, now you've met some of the players, you know the teams. Now let's get into the map veto. So, Dascro, out of these 7 maps, which ones do you think would benefit Imagine? Do you have any things that any map that might be significant an advantage for them?
I can't speak to that, but I'd love to see some Hammerhead personally. That's a map you don't see that often with this kind of competition. It's one of the later stage DLC maps, but it's got some interesting vehicles. It's got some interesting infantry gameplay. I'm most certainly excited about that. But all of these maps are going to be solid and ones that I'm actually going to have a lot of fun casting.
Oh yeah, definitely. So let's see. Let's see what teams what the bans are so far. So the first map we've got banned from Imagine is going to be Paracel Storm. Now this is of course a map with a scout helo and an attack boat, and one we've seen very frequently, but one that can be very difficult with rotations. Now both of these teams have excellent scout helo pilots and quite frankly excellent boat players. So that's kind of a surprise that they kind of banned that one first.
Yeah, it's one of these that it's kind of a classic map that you often times see played, but yeah, you're leaving a lot of chance on both the boats and the vehicles on that, and maybe it's just something that both teams don't want to go after. What else we got though?
Yep. So following this up, we've got a NAFU ban on Zavad 311.
Oh.
Now Zavad, of course, being a map that is so classic to 8v8 Battlefield. I mean, both teams have the transport helo, they've got the attack, or excuse me, they've got a tank, and it's just it's a very intense map and one that is very easy to flip either way. It's a map where one team can absolutely dominate, and it's very hard to get back into it sometimes. So, not really a surprise that Zavad is also banned out.
Yeah, Zavad one of those where you're absolutely right. It can flip very quickly. It's very easy to get into a rut and just start fighting over middle when it's, hey, we can send 1-2 players to one of the gimmies or a back cap, right, and really turn it around. And those that are able to rotate really do it. But unfortunately, we won't be able to see that one. But that's all right. So we got 2 down.
All right. Yep. So going into it, we got a pick. All right. So our first pick is going to be Rogue Transmission by Imagine. Now, this is a really good one for Imagine. I mean, both teams have a great jet pilot. So we have Hebe in the jet for Imagine. We've got Amoeba in the jet for NAFU. Tanks, on the other hand, we've got Kalzagi on Imagine, and it's going to be versus Audacious Potato on NAFU. This is a map that's going to be very intense.
Yeah, these are all very strong players in those roles. We also have the attack helicopter that spawns on the south point, and so that'll be kind of a huge variable that to see whether it's all about grabbing that early on or just trying to deny it. But it's one where it's going to be exciting. I'm looking forward to this one.
Definitely, and it's also a map where ESF also played. They recently played ESF on it, and ESF picked the map. And Imagine kind of struggled a little bit, so it'd be interesting to see. They must be very confident on it. The next pick, of course, from NAFU. Oh, good old Siege of Shanghai. The first 3 map pick of the 3 flag pick of the match today. 1 scout helo per team and 1 tank. It's going to be very much a battle of rotations and communication for each team.
And as I recall, with Siege, if they true the evolution, there will be an MBT that spawns on that middle point, right?
In theory, right? I mean, yes, there is one, but I mean, it is incredibly rare to see that tower go down. We've only seen it, I mean, I think in the past several leagues that I've casted over the past year, I may have only seen it actually happen twice. I think both times was ESF doing it. So
it takes a lot of effort. I mean, you may see it regularly in 32s, but I mean... Well, it's how much you want to commit to it, right? And
the strategy initially on it is that if you in the first 10 seconds you have a bunch of people spawn on the dock and you just level the building in the first minute, but you have to reposition your team really quickly because once that tower goes down, that tank spawns midway through, and if you don't get it, if you're not in position, you can just lose the tank and you don't get the bonus tank. So that could be a gamble. Most likely, though, we will not see the tower come down. I don't think that's in the cards. Next ban is going to be Dawnbreaker, and of course, another famous 8v8 map known for its very low kill counts in 8v8 matches due to the fact that players are so split up most of the time, and it's all about moving around flags. So a good ban from Imagine. They just don't want to play it.
Makes sense. Oh, it looks like Hana Resort is also banned, which means that by default, Hammerhead is the tiebreaker. I'm glad to see Hammerhead is the tiebreaker. I'm excited
Dasker
about
got
that.
his wish.
Although that's Hana Resort's a lot of a lot of fun as well. You got the Scout Helos having at each other. I think it's a lot of fun to watch. And,
Definitely, yeah.
And so we got our maps, guys. Very exciting.
Yeah. So we've got 2 4-flag maps, and we've got the 1 3-flag map of Shanghai. So we've got, we could have a pretty long match today, depending on how long the Rogue and Hammerhead games go, if we actually get to that point of Hammerhead. But hey, you've got your Hammerhead, so yes, that'd be great.
I'm satisfied, but you are absolutely right. Hammerhead takes a long time to play out because it's a game of attrition where the points are pretty well split out, and it's very hard to hold kind of a majority cap within that map, and so that's gonna be fun, albeit long.
Definitely. Yeah. I agree. And especially, you know what, though? It's a winner's bracket final. I think we deserve a game 3. I think just by default, that should be the way it goes. All right. So, with that, guys, let's take a look at the teams, the team rosters. So, on Imagine, of course, we've got Heeb, the team captain, Kalzagi, Nickel, Terex, Vencera, Jug, Sunny, and Noxby. As we mentioned a little bit earlier, the Helo pilot for this team is going to be Noxby, and then he'll be in the Scout Helo. We've got Nickel as far as the infantry player goes, like one of the best. Terex, of course, dominant also as well. Kalzagi in the tank, and Heeb in the jet. Let's take a look at Nafu.
Yo, let's do it.
All right, so Nafu, of course, Neo, Audacious Potato, of course, their tanker, Washit, Hulamulu, who will be in their Scout Helo, Amoeba in their jet, Vitoli, Emmy, and Don Polo, who we also met in the interview. Dasker, what do you think of these teams? Do you think their rosters are pretty comparable?
I mean, these are all very well-known names. For Nafu, I'm really looking forward to seeing Audacious Potato in action as a tanker. Mostly, I like watching the tank actions and seeing how they play, and so I think it's going to be a fun one. But also, Imagine's got some great names too. Particularly like watching Kalzagi as well. So we will. This is going to be a good one.
I think so. I think this is one of the few matches where I think all of the vehicle player skills really kind of jar, and they kind of are really kind of equivalent and comparable. I mean, Potato versus Kalzagi in the tanks is just going to be incredible. Heba Meba and Noxby versus Hulamulu. They're all great vehicle players in their own right, and probably some of the best in the EU for sure, or in the Kalzagi's terms, North America for sure. Now, with that, let's go to our map overview just to take a look at the quick map layouts.
Here it comes. Here we are.
Okay, so of course, Rogue Transmission, if anybody's never played it or seen it in comp, is a 4-flag map, which has 1 tank per team, 1 attack helo, which will spawn on the D flag, and of course, this attack helo unlikely to get up in the first couple of times, in the first couple spawns, due to the fact that neither team wants the enemy team to get that, so they'll be taking that out with the jets or with the tanks. And of course, the attack jets on this map could make a huge world of difference as long as they keep harassing that tank. And I mean, that's that Rogue Transmission, very, very standard in the 8v8 lineup. What do you think, Daskro?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing the quad bikes in action and a lot of good movement. I think you're right. Attack Helo will probably not get up initially. It's too much of a liability for both teams, and so why not just take it off the table? But keeping that down is a timing challenge, and it's one where you're out by 5-10 seconds. It's going to be enough for that advantage to be taken on you. Now, I do like seeing the B flag fights. A lot of kind of mid-range infantry kind of fighting, and the vehicles can go down there, but to their peril. There's lots of little cubbies that the engineers can hide in order to engage.
Yep.
Well,
it looks like I misspoke. It is, of course, the C flag that has a helicopter spawn. So, but yes, the D flag.
The South flag. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, the South flag. Yeah.
Yeah.
And of course, the D flag is the pain flag, the one that nobody wants to have to deal with, because that is the struggle flag. All right, and with that, let's take a look at the next map, which will be Siege of Shanghai. which will
Cool.
be coming up for a map overview very shortly, as we're getting very, very close to game time, guys.
Very close. In fact, the teams are making their way into the server, and so that is happening right now.
Okay. All right, so we'll check out the next map after that. So with that, with Dascro, we've got Imagine versus NAFU for this winners bracket final. Who do you think is going to take this? What is your prediction?
Oh, I can't say. These are both two top teams. We are in the upper bracket finals, everyone, and so the winners of this will go to the grand finals. The losers of this will go into the lower bracket grand finals, and so I think even if one team wins out over another, I mean, there may very well be a second opportunity for them to redeem themselves as this tournament progresses.
Yeah, this very well could be a preview of the grand final. That is definitely for sure. And with that, guys, we are ready to go into the game.
In that comment, Gravity, I think is really important because we'll see who wins this given match. But it'll be very fascinating of whether if these two competitors see each other again in the grand final, whether they choose the same maps or not, or whether they realize what perhaps were their strengths and weaknesses and try to adjust accordingly.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely can't count out the lower bracket teams. You can't count out either ESF, Legacy, or VN. They might make a Cinderella story through the lower bracket. Legacy might regain their composure and make it through. On the flip side, we might see ESF. ESF's been doing really, really well lately with their match strategy. They absolutely dominated Exodus yesterday on both Hanan and Paracel. So I think it could go either way for sure. So with that, I believe we're going to get going into the game very, very shortly.
Very cool. And wasn't it ESF that actually had just barely lost on a tiebreaker in previous matches, or am I misremembering?
ESF got very close to winning against Imagine on Rogue Transmission.
Oh, that's right.
That was the semifinal game.
That's right. No, I'm thinking of VN who got that, who won the tiebreaker. Well, we are getting close to starting the first map of this upper bracket grand finals.
Definitely, and we are very, very close. Just waiting on both teams to go live. I see in the match comms, looks like we have a few people ready to call it. So we'll be going live any moment here.
And as we wait, this tournament, guys, BCL is sponsored by and provided by Inter.gg. You can check them out on Twitter and in the links in the Twitch chat, of course. While we wait, a lot of familiar faces in the Twitch chat.
Definitely.
See Scrub Norman, see Proloscu, who's also playing. We see Clorox. A lot of familiar faces. It's good to see the community still around and still active, and lots of excitement for that. Not just this, but with Battle 2042 coming out, albeit the spectator mode issue is a bit of a disappointment for BF Portal, but
one can only hope that they get their act together with that.
Yeah.
I mean, even without spectator mode, I suppose there still will be AVA competition. I mean, there's just bound to be with the portal, but broadcasting it is going to be a bit of an issue.
It's gonna be tough. It's not impossible, but boy, it's gonna be difficult. So yeah, we'll see. But it looks like are we going live? Looks like
I believe so. 20 seconds on the clock. So here we go, Dascro. This winners bracket final between Imagine and NAFU is ready to kick off. And it looks like Chinese side will be taken by NAFU first. The Russian side will be taken by Imagine. And I believe if we could just ask our producers to give us a full screen here for this matchup.
All right. We are seeing the matchup, and we're going live. Here we go.
And we are off, yes. So we have the tank for Kalzagi initially going to go for that first shot. Definitely, he's been trying for it every single time, tries to go for that jet snipe. It's very, very difficult. But hey, all you need is one piece of luck, and you can make it happen. And it looks like Imagine definitely going to get to the C flag first. NAFU not too far behind. We see the quads getting there. Imagine trying to get onto the helipad, trying to see if they can get that helo off right off the bat. Kalzagi trying to take out the tank, doing a little bit of damage while defending against the infantry. We'll find one on Vitoli, gonna pop the wall, and the tank, actually, he's gonna have to back up because it looks like Potato actually pushed the helipad.
Yeah, he's low. Uh, is he going to survive this? I mean, he's backing up hard.
Yeah, it's actually going to be Nafu that's might pick up this flag first. Potato did a great job rushing into the flag with some help from the side. And the Jets currently going at it back and forth, but right now we see the C flag. The helicopter immediately popped on the flag by the Hornet launcher, so the tow will immediately take up the chopper. And Potato still going to push against Kelzagi.
Oh no!
Oh no! He
Kelzagi.
got flipped. I don't know how that
right.
happened.
Well,
Maybe-
yeah, in that kind of situation, it's hard. I mean, you want to hope that you die fast because you're out of the game. So I think there's a little bit of relief there, but it does seem like Nafu put a lot more engineers on that point initially, but I imagine had kind of the south of Charlie at the same time.
Yeah, you know what? That kind of event happens so rarely. You almost wonder if teams are just like, if you see that happen, if you see a vehicle stuck, the play should actually be just to leave it alive because it's completely ineffective and it's going to cost your tanker time. I think that would be the right play, but in the meantime, now Kelzagi with the new tank going to roll towards the C flag tag. Flags are currently 2-2. Tickets dead even at 246, 243, and we have a bunch of infantry from Imagine on that back hill south of the C flag, trying to push into it. Meanwhile, Potato doing his best to defend from the tank of Kelzagi and from that hill push.
Yeah, just cycling back and forth, trying to get up and around, still holding that Charlie point. Although Charlie point is being contested by now, or by Imagine.
Looks like it's going to go great here, so that could be the first bleed of the game here. Potato not going to leave this flag laying down. Definitely going to push into it. Jug on the far right side, going to try to get a shot into the tank possibly. Helicopter gets off the pad.
Yeah, take it out.
I think he actually may have damaged the TK'd a little bit on the chopper. I think he was a little unsure of whether or not his team was going to get it. That's all good. They don't need the halo just yet, as they have actually picked up this flag. In the meantime, it looks like the B flag has been swapped in favor of Nafu. So the bleed not going to occur just yet, but we did see Potato go down in his tank, so Jug going to get that kill.
And these, the tickets are almost even split now in this respect, and so they're. It's a little bit of advantage, but we're all within the margins right now.
Oh, absolutely. And of course, this two flag hold, pretty standard on Rogue Transmission. Kelzagi doing his best to clean up that hill, and it looks like
that was a good cleanup.
Definitely. Yep. So Imagine
headshot.
cleaning up the A and C flags. B flag did get flipped, and it looks like Imagine Noxby's going to take down, drive down there to the B flag to see if we can get a quick cap on it. Be interesting to see if anybody from Nafu will respawn here to stop this push. Oh, or not.
Oh.
He's going to make the Jeep jump. He's going to make it all the way towards the D flag. And if they can drop some infantry on this flag, except he's going to knock it.
Oh, yeah, he made it. Okay, he's still in it. Oh, but he gets annihilated by very quickly.
Yep, Emmy going to take him out. And we see the dogfight still continuing. I think this is the same two planes from the beginning for the round. Heave in the chest.
Oh, is that enough?
Pass.
No.
Single pass, 82 damage. Amoeba, 17 HP. Now it's going to happen. So
he's on the
Heave
ropes.
is going to burn him. Yep, so he will get that kill. Going to leave Amoeba to burn, and he's going to start going after the tank. He's actually currently running laser-guided missiles, it looks like. And that is not a surprise, given that the initial jet push from the game is normally one of laser guides to try to stop any Jeeps coming out. Kelzagi going to jump straight down into the B flag and try to stop Potato from going down there to the B flag.
Yeah.
And actually, it looks like the A flag went gray. So no bleed yet at all.
Kelzagi dropping down, getting some great hits. He's way low, though. Getting the tank hits and killing the infantry, not without taking a hit first. But you are right. A sort of being contested right now.
Yep, it looks like Neo currently on the flag for Nafu. Tarek's going to find the kill into Neo. And Hulu Mulu on the far side. ACWR going to return the favor. And it looks like Nafu will secure the A flag for the time being. And Kelzagi and Potato still arguing under the B flag. Just trying to go back and forth, making you see if Nafu can maybe push into this. But it looks like a lot of infantry also on the D flag for Imagine. And that could be very, very problematic for Nafu in a few minutes.
I'm surprised those Kelzagi shots didn't connect, but it happens.
Well, the big thing Well, the big thing, Destro, is that I mean, Audacious Potato almost has to fight under the B flag because of Heave in the air. I mean,
Yeah.
he's just going to get harassed if he goes for any other flag.
Yeah, they're just looking for it. He's just looking for targets. Ooh, Kawasaki gets taken out.
Yep. So the tank will go down on the B flag, and a new tank for Potato will come out of the spawn. So he definitely went down, not too far away from the B flag, but B flag also going to go the way of Nafu. So this is the first initial. I mean, we've got a 20-ticket lead for Imagine, but they possibly might lose this momentarily, as Nafu will probably secure the bleed here with that capture of that B flag. D flag
they do.
will be in return. Yep.
And I think a part of that is the fact that He's still in the attack a jet, or he was. Is he gone now? Is he now out of it?
I can't really tell if Heeb is currently down. It looks
No,
like
no,
he's still up. Yep.
He's still, and so that that does provide one more infantry person on Nafu, which can help him get that bleed. But the bleed's happening. They got still 10 seconds behind, but it's taking place.
And it looks like Imagine did manage to get that helo up. So this is going to be Sunny and Noxby. And as we've discussed plenty of times in past matches, having the helo advantage is not necessarily like the greatest thing in the world. I mean, if the helo is prevented from doing anything and not being aggressive, then having those extra 2 players in the air actually prevents you from having people on the ground to cap flags. You need to have the use of that helo.
I mean, you are trading your infantry bench strength for perhaps some mobility and maybe taking out some tanks, but we do see Voltoli and Nafu trying to get some engagements. Is he gonna take this guy out? Oh, I don't.
Oh,
He just got annihilated by the helicopter in the end.
Yeah, but totally gets taken out of the A flag. And as we were just mentioning about the jet and the helo, with the helo advantage, it should really, really prevent any aggression from Nafu onto taking the C flag or the A flag. I mean, those flags should be permanently covered and allow Imagine to pressure the B and D flags continuously. But we see the chopper at the very north of the map unable to help defend the C flag, and I really think it should come back here and help.
Vincera does take out Don Polio, but we do see them holding Delta Voltoli with Nafu, maybe.
And there's that helo putting some shots into the flag. 1 HP for Vitoli. She's just staying alive at the very, very bare minimum here. We see 2 infantry right now for Imagine, currently on the rooftop of the D flag. They're going to cap it a little bit, but I think we've got a 2-2 stalemate on the flag radius. Noxby going to suicide out, maybe going to help on the B flag instead.
May need to. I mean, they still have the attack jet on. They need to be a little bit more mobile in order to maybe concentrate back, given they have the attack heal up as well. Kawasaki is back up, but Audacious Potato on that dish.
And a new jet currently up for Nafu as well. So I saw him just hanging around the main, maybe looking for an attempt to take out the helo. Nickel shooting some straws down to the building where a couple infantry have spawned, but Nafu doing a really good job defending the D flag and the B flag, considering I'm actually kind of I'm a little bit concerned that Imagine have not been able to push the B flag with what they have. I know that the helicopter can kind of strafe the D flag a little bit, and maybe they're just trying to chip away at the kills here, but they haven't had a good clean sweep of the B flag or the D flag in quite some time.
Now, with Sunny in the attack helo, is Sunny gonna try to engage that attack jet with a TV or anything like that, or should he just be focusing on the ground game?
Well, you definitely have to keep an eye out for the jet. It's one of those things where in competitive APA, jet ram, completely legal, completely useful to knock that chopper out of the air, especially if it's annoying you. And it's definitely something that Nafu can definitely consider, considering that they need that tank to push into the A and C flag, especially the C flag. Kawasaki now going to take... Oh, he gets the gunner at the repair of Potato, that Hulu Mulu, and he's going to put some more shots into this tank. So Kawasaki is free to harass the tank of Potato anytime he wants.
Yes, and while we were watching this, it looks like there was a big infantry fight on Delta, and Imagine does take Delta back and clears it. That is kind of what they were looking for, given their infantry or their vehicle advantage.
Definitely. I think maybe it was the fact that the tank couldn't come up there to reinforce, and they put every last bit of infantry they could onto that flag. Potato finding that kill in the jug. Whoa.
Whoa, that was a lot. That was a lot of AT at it, but they got it out with Kalzagi with the killing shot.
Yep. So the first 3 flag hold of the match is going to go the way of Imagine. Tickets 190 to 146, and now things are going to get a little bit more desperate for Nafu. And I do say more desperate because they're in a really bad spot, not having the helo up at all. And the helo could easily just TV the tank now as it comes out of the spawn, and anybody moving up from the B flag to any other flag.
You know, watching the jet fight, they're in a vicious dogfight with Heeb on the defensive, and Kalzagi pushing in back to Bravo, which is the only cap that Nafu has currently. I mean, they're going to defend it hard, but this is going to be difficult.
I actually love this push from Kalzagi. Not only is he harassing the infantry down there and getting easy kills because obviously there's no tank there to help defend it, but Kalzagi is whittling away tickets. It's forcing Nafu to defend the B flag because that's their only flag on the map, and you know it prevents Nafu from going anywhere else. We see Weshit actually bailing down, just maybe out of the jet to try to get this help harass the D flag.
But it looks like there's not enough of his teammates on it to start graying it out. But I think Kalzagi's strat there is absolutely fair, given the fact that you don't need to all cap it. You just need to harass. You just need to create a situation where the other team has to make these tough decisions of are we going to lose our Bravo? We're not going to lose our Bravo, and not pushing another element. Man, if he gets a hit here, it'd be incredible.
I am like. Okay, so I was wondering where Weshit bailed from it, because he didn't bail out of the jet. So clearly he bailed off of Neo, way up on the tower. And I just like, okay, so Neo's entire job now is literally just trying to get that helo down with the straws. I mean, best of luck. It's a really hard shot. Definitely
it is a hard shot.
Could do it. Neo could do it. But, I mean, now we see that 3 flag hold. Nafu has given up the B flag in return for the D flag, so actually a pretty good trade for them as they are now able to kind of move out of their base a little more safely. Potato now going to push on foot as he's out of a tank on top of the A flag right now, looking for a little bit of damage. Looking, and he's not going to, he's going to jump down right into the face of Terex, so that push is going to get cleaned up. Weshit on the D flag, trying to get some harassment into the tank.
It does look like it, and Delta's being contested, as is Charlie. It does look as if, though, that Nafu is losing it.
I actually don't see the helo anymore. The helo must have gone down. I don't know if it was the result of Neo or the result of the jet. Heeb is also down. So huge that could have been that was a huge play for Nafu. Not quite sure exactly where that change happened. Now we see he back up in the jet. Maybe he was just getting some health. Maybe he backed up, but not sure if this is a new jet at all.
Yeah, we do see Nafu's Natus Potato pushing on that Charlie point, but not capping it. Just trying to clear out some infantry. There's a lot of infantry out there, taking out 2. Will he get a third? Peeking on top? Unsure.
Well, Jet's going to go back and dogfight. We see Nickel on top of the hill south of the C flag, just holding it down. A few more spawns going to respawn on top of him as Imagine tries to push into that C flag one more time. Potato back up in the tank, kind of around the C flag. Maybe going to push down below. Not quite sure. Some straws go out from Nickel, looking for some kills near the dish there, but C flag now going to get pushed by Nafu.
Yeah, it does look like that, and perhaps it's okay for Audacious to push up on that Bravo point to try to gray it out. They're down by 130, but Imagine is kind of counter pushing on the Charlie point.
Yeah, tickets currently 171 to 46. The bleed from that 3 flag hold, and there really only has been just the one that consistently for most of the round. First it was the 3 flag hold on A, D, and C. And then there was the ABC hold from Imagine, and that really has just whittled away the tickets from Nafu.
We do have a tank versus tank fight between Audacious and Kalzagi. It's abound.
Oh, but I think Imagine currently have the advantage as they have some help on the hill.
They do.
And Potato's going to have to back up a little bit. It looks like he's got some infantry help on the far left side of the
He's getting out to repair. High risk, high reward.
And I think Kalzagi has gone down. Emmy from behind did take out Kalzagi in the tank. So Potato going to do just fine.
55 health, backing back up. Yeah, and grabbing the starting to grab the point.
Yep, looks like Nafu will end up retaking the C flag, and they desperately... Oh! Shot in the back for Potato.
Oh, that is scary.
It was Noxby. The tank will fall. The flag is not going to go the way of Nafu yet. This is such a huge push. Imagine still on the flag radius, but only now that they wipe Imagine. So finally, for the first time this match, and the first time this map, we're going to see a 3 flag hold from Nafu, and my God, Daskro, they need to hold it for a long time.
They do, but they're only down by 110 right now, and maybe some change. And I mean, Heeb started to play the ground game on the jet. You have Terex trying to hit that.
Oh, he got it!
He got it. Oh, that was a good shot.
Huge toe from Terex, gets that helo down, misses the first one just by a hair, and he hits the second one even as the helicopter tries to leave the pad. So no helicopter advantage for Nafu, but the B flag now being pressured. Looks like Terex got killed by Amoeba in the attack jet, and B flag needs to be the push right now from Imagine. Oh, jet ram.
It was a jet ram, and it was. And so I just wanted to kind of emphasize it. I almost feel like the attack helo going down was a blessing because it allowed them to spawn into Bravo and defend it just a bit more. And just look like they won that fight, although Kazagi is pushing up on Bravo right now against 2 infantry.
It looks like the infantry from Imagine, though, are a little spread thin. I don't see a coordinated attack on really any flag. I see 2, now 3 infantry on the C flag, Kalzagi and somebody else trying to hit the B flag. Maybe this 2-prong attack is going to work, but now the Jug is going to have to survive here. Gets taken out by the Coordinate Launcher, the toe on the D flag. So C going to get recapped. B possibly going to get recapped. I mean, actually, I think the B flag is perfectly fine for Imagine right now with the tank of Audacious Potato trying to push the C flag instead.
Yeah, we do have a 3-capper Imagine yet again, although that Charlie is being contested, and Kalzagi, target-rich environment, so many tanks. Does take out Botoli, but Kalzagi does go down himself as well.
Yep, and if we can just get a quick view of the kill feeds right now, I just gotta take a look at that. Audacious Potato, 21 for 6 right now, 31 for 6 for Kalzagi. So the tank's playing a huge role in keeping those infantry away from the main flags.
Yeah.
So great job for both the tankers so far. Audacious Potato gonna oh, good shot onto Hulu.
He's even went flying. Oh, that was great.
Yeah, Audacious Potato going to go down below to the B flag. Kalzagi hasn't quite made up his mind if he wants to push the C flag or go down below yet. I'd like to see that position here. And he's going to head into the C flag. Mines right below, right in front of him. Not going to go into it just yet, being very, very cautious. Helicopter on the pad, nobody there. Gets JDM'd immediately by Heeb.
That's right. And we do see even Capital Delta is being contested hard. It does look like there's a good amount of fighting there. Kalzagi mowing down Don Polio. But Kalzagi is pushing up on Charlie, though. That's...
Yeah, 15 tickets remain for Nafu. A pretty sizable lead for Imagine this round. Definitely not impossible for Nafu to come back. I'd like to see Nafu just try for that triple cap one more time. They probably have one good push left, but the push onto C flag is really going to cost them some tickets, especially with the tank here.
I like Don Polio's attempt there, trying to swing that missile around, but didn't connect.
Attempt on the jet, very, very close from Hulu. Maybe a slightly off angle. We see the C flag going to get recapped by Imagine here. The tank is here. There's a few infantry from Nafu on the flag radius, but unfortunately, with that 3 flag hold here, I mean, it's going to be pretty much the end of the round in just a few seconds. Looks like the B flag has one more push from Nafu, Vitoli down there as well, but there's nobody on the flag radius, and the bleed not going to be enough. Will just be enough to end this round with 86-0.
Yeah,
that'll be the first score, round 1.
I mean, given that Imagine originally had a 140 ticket lead, at some point. I mean, I think Nafu was able to turn that around best they could, and try to reduce that difference.
Yeah, taking a look at the scores right now, Kalzagi 37 for 6 in the tank against 22 for 7 of Potato. Infantry-wise, looks like Imagine also got the better of Nafu infantry-wise. Naxby 20 for 19. Of course, some of that may have been in the chopper. Jug, 22 kills on his team versus maybe, 16 for Emmy. topping out the infantry scores for Nafu. Heb 5 for 8 in the jet for Imagine, also against 13 for 8 from Amoeba. Now you got to remember, some of those kills might not be in the jet; those also might be on the ground. But Amoeba maybe having a little bit of a better game than Heb in that match.
Most certainly, and Kalzagi most certainly did a fantastic job in that tank. But Dave's Potato not that far behind on
No.
the kills as well. I mean, I think Imagine's 3-cap beginning of the game most certainly gave them the that lead to be comfortable. It did feel like, though, that there was a bit of an over rotation for Imagine on those vehicles at one point, and allowed Nafu to at least stay in the game. It's always difficult to ask the question of, well, do I want to keep these vehicles in play because they can provide some marginal utility, or do I up my ground game? And that's it. That situation changes all the time. It's not a binary kind of decision. And it's one where Imagine most certainly was able to tailor it and get the win in the end.
Yeah, I think in this particular case, having that helicopter up from Imagine, they did enough with the helo that they prevented Nafu from taking those other flags, and especially the A flag. We only saw the A flag flip once in the favor of Nafu, and once that helo was up, it never went again. And Imagine was able to focus their efforts onto the B, C, and D flags the rest of the entire game, and they just did a great job with that.
Indeed. Well, we will be going live in round 2 in just a few moments. We'll be switching sides and seeing how both teams fare in this second round. 86-0. If you're just joining us, this is map 1 of the upper bracket finals for BCL, powered by Inter.gg. I am Dasgrove, and joined here with Gravity, and this is getting good thus far. We have one more round on Rogue, and then what's the next map that we go to, Gravity, after this one?
Next map will be Siege of Shanghai, that 3-flag epic map, of course, known for the Little Bird play. So it should be very interesting.
And if each team wins one map, we will go to a third, and that third map will be Hammerhead. That'll be an exciting, if not intense, one. Yes. It's a long one, and there's a lot of attrition, but I think the teams that have the most patience and endurance, will be able to win this out. Oh, looks like we are going live though, so let's get right into it.
Destro is hoping so much for that Hammerhead map. He just wants to see it. And you know what? What you just said is so right. It is the true endurance map of the map pool. Yeah, totally for sure. 30-minute rounds are not uncommon, and that's a 30-minute round. It could be a 1-hour map. So yeah, going live here. Round number 2 on Rogue Transmission. We have the team swapped. It'll be Imagine on the China side, and we do see an immediate kill on one of the Jeeps onto Dom Polo from Heb in the jet. And he'll back up and get ready for that dogfight. Emmy going to be the dedicated person on the A flag. Just to recap that, Potato going to drive right into the C flag. So pretty standard openings for both teams right now.
That's right. Nafu on RU taking that trolley point, and it does look like we got some infantry fighting going on as well.
Chopper on the pad. Chopper on the pad. Chopper off the pad.
Oh,
Neo!
Look how low he is. Look how low he is.
And...
Oh no!
he doesn't have a repair tool.
Oh no! Oh no!
Oh, Neo!
Oh!
It looks like the chopper's still alive though. Did somebody else have a repair tool? Yes.
I think someone spawned in. They were able to repair it, but boy, that would have been disastrous if no one had the repair tool. Kit loadout is important. Well, I have to imagine they perhaps didn't expect you to even get it up.
It would have been even worse if he actually stuck a landmine on it and totally forgot about it and just took off with the landmine on it. Anyway, so yes, the Gila will go the way of Nafu immediately. Oh man, that's really, really good luck for them. That's what they need to get back in this the second round here. So they'll have the jet, which looks like it won the dogfight against Heb. Kalzagi playing down below, and he'll literally just have to sit under that flag, under that dish for quite some time until either the helo gets taken out or Heb can win the dogfight. Dom Polo gonna dive down off the. This is straight out of the helicopter, looking for the for that first push onto the D flag. Matt, maybe gonna suicide out. Gonna go somewhere else. Weshit also here on top of the rooftop with D flag, and this is exactly where Nafu needs to be. You need to harass this flag constantly, because just being on those rooftops, you can be such a pain and pull so many infantry from Imagine and keep them in the stairwell and make sure that they don't take any other flags.
Yeah, it forces the defensive team to try to clear it out because there's an uncertainty that more people could spawn in, and yet we do see Neo coming in and engaging those infantry as well.
A lot of straws going back and forth between the infantry of Imagine and Nafu as they try to defend that D flag. Chopper shot, gonna look for that straw, not gonna connect from Jug, but it was pretty close. Second one gonna go out, not as close, but it looks like Imagine trying to repush for that C flag.
Wow.
Neo gonna get taken out by Jug, and he's gonna get away from the flag just now, but we do see.
I mean, shooting through the smoke, incredible.
Yeah, very, very good shot there from Jug. And Jet possibly going to get trying to ram the Helo. He's going after it right now. Potato on the D flag, or C flag, excuse me. And it looks like we have somebody climbing the crane. It's going to be Nickel.
What are you doing climbing that crane? Get him out of here.
Good 1-2 kill for Audacious Potato here as he finds the kill into Nickel and puts a shot straight into the D flag, finds one more. Looking for more infantry kills on the D flag. And going to maybe try to make this push down to the B flag. And quite frankly, I think the C flag or the B flag is exactly where Potato should go next. I think he should have at least 2 infantry with him and kind of maybe keep that split push going between the B and D flags while you have that Helo up.
Yeah, imagine trying to do an A push. It looks like it was defended just fine, and we do see a Nafu contesting Delta, although it's even Stevens right now.
And this is what we were saying about those hallway fights, those staircase fights. You know, Imagine gonna be very, very annoyed that they have to continually, hug the staircases and keep most of the infantry in them. Because if they go outside, they go on the rooftop, the helicopter can take some pot shots in there. Ooh. The jet can strafe them. The tank can get some shots into the flag radius. It's a very, very easy flag to get to whittle away tickets on.
Yeah, so I'm totally looking for Bravo targets. Doesn't find anything yet, but we do have one on Imagine still engaging it, but big fight on Delta still.
Yep, we see Weshit currently still on top of the D flag. Nafu dropping more and more infantry here. Tickets 242 to 228. A very, very close game, but Nafu currently leading by about 20 tickets. 15, 20 tickets. Yep, very close.
We do, but Nafu putting the tank on Delta, just trying to get some engagements in.
I really think they're just trying to whittle away tickets. There's almost no chance that Potato can get on that flag and capture it without a ton of infantry support. Now we do see Polo and Hulamulu trying to take out Kalzaki, immediately leaving that flag.
Harassing that
danger. Yeah, this is absolutely the danger of having that Helo up. Kalzagi's going to have a rough time until he can do something about it.
Do they try to get the shot off the tank, or they try to maneuver against that jet?
Well, I did see Hebe get up momentarily. I didn't see where he is. He must be on the far side of the map looking for a strafing run. There he is. Now he's on the south. So the jet's still definitely up for Imagine. They're just waiting for that opportunity to come back in. And I think he might actually be toying with Amoeba, trying to just make sure that, trying to hug that low ground and make sure that, maybe trick Amoeba into thinking he's not up right now in the jet.
I like this Delta fight. They're shooting rockets through the little satellite hole. It's too funny. And grenades.
Yeah, drop the grenades on the storm drain. And we do have Imagine now struggling to get the B flag. Nafu, the flag is currently gray right now. Nickel down below. Tank on top. Potato, of course, in no real danger thanks to the help of the jet and the attack chopper. But Imagine still in. I mean, they're going to hold this flag for a while. I don't think. Maybe Kalzagi also. Yeah, he's currently down in the tank, or he's still being harassed out of the spawn. So this flag this is the right call to push this flag for sure.
It is, and Potato just maneuvering back and forth, trying to clear out the infantry. It does support his teammates in taking out one, but there's still quite a few left on it. In fact, Terex does take out another and gets hits down on Potato, but does get taken out by that tank round.
Yeah, even if they don't, and it looks like the tank gonna go down right now. Tank is currently disabled. It hasn't showed up in the kill feed, but I'm pretty sure the tank did go down. There it is. Potato gonna die to Moxie, so he did bail out in time. But, and I mean, even if the tank went down, even if Imagine still retained the B flag, having that tank down there and just whittling away tickets is absolutely Nafu's a great gold for Nafu to have, because there's still, I mean, tickets 234 to 210. There's a 24 ticket advantage for Nafu right now. But remember that Nafu also lost the first round by 86 tickets. They need to continue to make these gains for the end of the round.
Yeah, and if they can keep this up, I think they can get close to 86. I think that they really could. But if they lose the vehicles, if Imagine's able to get their tank into Bravo, I mean, that could change things.
Yep. C flag currently still looks like maybe a little bit in contention. No, it looks like it has been completely cleared of that push by Imagine. And Imagine now launching a 3-4. Three looks like the 3-player push towards the A flag. Now this is a dangerous flag that they're gonna push for, and that is exactly why. Emmy's gonna spawn on it. The Jet's gonna come back. The Helo can strafe it immediately, and Nafu just wipe it quick.
That's right. And and
Jet Ram.
Jet Ram, yeah. That was I think that was necessary, just given Imagine's inability to really break out between just barely holding on to their 2 points.
Yeah, 100%, definitely worthwhile. He needed to make that happen, and that is going to. I mean, I'm sure that it was like I'm sure in the comms for Imagine that there, it was like, Heeb, you need to jet ram this chopper. Heeb, we can't do anything with this chopper in the air, and I'm sure that, like, it was 100% the right call to make that happen. Now, with the chopper down, that still means that Imagine needs to push the C flag, because Nafu could definitely get another helo in the air if they're not careful.
It's really doing that. Dave's Potato does get taken out of the tank, which means that Kazaki will be able to engage Bravo with a lot of freedom. Now, they have Bravo already, so it's more on the defensive side of things. We do see kind of a big push from Imagine on Charlie, though. Is it at least 2? Is that right?
Yep, this is the exact push that we needed to see. Now, unfortunately, can't really tell where the tank is right now, but Sunny looking to get some quick couple shots at some players from Nafu, and the helicopter should be spawning soon, so really Imagine just waiting up on that hillside, waiting for that helo to respawn. The flag is going to go gray, so no chopper's going to spawn. Potato's going to roll in. Plenty of infantry targets for Potato to shoot at right now. We saw the incendiary land immediately on the helipad, making sure that it doesn't get respawn and kill or take it. Nobody from Imagine takes the helo. And Potato finding another kill. Looks like onto Jug this time. And it looks like Nafu going to secure the C flag and hold it.
What? We have grays on all flags? I mean, I understand Charlie, but what about Delta? So Delta will go back to Imagine, but this will be a bleed for Nafu. If they
Definitely. Yeah, it looks like they've 100% lost the B flag. Potato potentially looking at landmines and under that bridge.
Yeah, I saw those. Be careful.
But, yeah.
Watch out for those landmines.
And it looks like the call for the helo has been made. It's not quite on the pad, but they were trying to time it right. And there's the slams. Potato's going to hit him.
You got him.
Then Sarah going to get the kill into Potato. He did hit those under the bridge right there. So now they're just waiting for that helo to respawn. Then they'll make the push. Unfortunately,
now, in this
for
scenario,
them, come in.
should Dave's Potato just wait for the tank to respawn, or should he respawn on Charlie quick just to provide some defense?
Oh, there's 2 tanks in the main, so he can
Oh,
just
that's
take
right.
the
So
next one out.
I mean, so he'll be bringing it back into the fight. That makes sense.
Yep, he'll be rolling right out back quick again. Now imagine now that the helo has been killed on the pad, we saw Kalzagi take that shot at it. Now this is where Imagine's going to make their move. The tank currently is dead. It'll take another 10-15 seconds to roll back up here. Or, never mind, it's already here. Potato got here really quick. And the flag, C flag, still possibly going to be held by Nafu again. And Imagine now starting to look like they're struggling. We see 4 infantry from Imagine currently on that back hillside. They're going to put plenty of shots.
That's a big commitment. That's a
Definitely.
big commitment of infantry on Charlie. They better get this, and they better not meander.
I also want to point out that we are about just over 11 minutes into this round, and Kalzagi's score was 2 for 5. That just shows that Nafu has been keeping his tank, one of the best tankers in the world, completely in check this round, which is fantastic.
Yes, Kalzagi not getting the same kind of score, but he is getting, trying to change that. Some good engagements on infantry, taking out 1, but does take pops the defense, not taking any hits, looking for targets.
Yeah, definitely. So we got a 65 ticket lead for Nafu right now. plenty of infantry pushing in. There's going to be an infantry fight on the flag. Bencera will find one kill on the Potato, who respawned immediately there to even just help. They're totally going to find the revenge kill on Bencera, and then Weshid will also go down on this flag. And it looks like Imagine going to retake the C flag, which is fantastic for them. Now it's up to them to see if they can get that helo in the air, but there's still a few infantry from Nafu currently on that left side hill.
Ooh.
And as we're talking about it, there goes the counterplay from Nafu. D flag, 100%
Spawning hard on
going to
it.
get capped.
Yeah, I mean, if they can just, I mean, they're not capturing it right now. We do see Imagine putting a huge response on that Delta point, trying to clear it out. But hey, you've now forced Imagine to go back to their gimme.
Yeah, and we do see Imagine now 4 or 5 infantry, including their jet pilot. Oh, jumps down, almost gets double. Noxby will find one. Gets taken out, but looks like they're going to clean the flag up anyway. So DC flag hold right now for Imagine. Now, this is where the trouble comes in. He was going to have to get back up in the jet. He's going to have to dogfight Amoeba again. Now, they're also going to have to see if they can get the helo in the air. But where does Kalzagi go? Does he defend the C flag push from Potato again? Or does he go straight down to the B flag? And I think he should go for B flag because, you know, that jet still going to cause trouble for him if he's not careful.
Yeah.
Polo
Not getting those shots, but his buddy helped him out. Neo helped him out. They are pushing. Nafu is pushing back on Charlie, but Bravo is being contested at the same time. It looks like.
Yep. Don Polo going to find one kill on the Jug. Nafu, 2 infantry there.
The attack helo. It's getting up. Oh, but so low. 25.
25. Looks like Noxby will get up just fine. Ducking and weaving the flags, the terrain there. And I think he's fine. Going to swap with Sunny.
Yeah, a little swapping.
And it looks like he's actually going to help out with the dogfight a little bit. He's going to go hopefully he'll go a little bit lower to see if he can get some help in there. But Imagine has taken control of the helo, and that is going to be critical. C flag was pushed by Nafu, going to be cleaned up by Imagine as well. And the next big push possibly going to come from this Jeep. From looks like Weshid and Emmy. Yep, going to hit the D flag. And, you know, this is, even with Imagine having the helo up, this is actually the right call because you can hug those stairwells and you can cap the flag without being really harassed by the gunner seat of the helo.
Yes, but you got to know where to hug on those, and these players most certainly do. It does look like that Imagine is trying to take it back, but Nafu I think has the majority though.
Definitely a 3-1 advantage there. Nafu going to hold that bleed a little bit longer. Now we see Imagine going to push the A flag, and they absolutely have the advantage here. It's a 2-2 fight on the flag radius, but there's 2 infantry from Nafu behind the tower there. But the helicopter's hanging right behind.
It is, and that helicopter could just will be the deciding factor if they commit to it. Oh, and does get a wipe. I think Imagine will take Alpha handily.
Yep, so Imagine going to get the Alpha flag. Again, just using that helicopter advantage. Bencera still in the flag radius. There's still one person from Nafu there. Kalzagi now pushing down to the B flag. And looks like he took a shot from behind, or from the D flag. But just now that he's finally in control, now that they have the helo up, now is the time where Kalzagi can shine. And the B flag also going to go the way of Imagine. So potential 3 flag hold.
It's looking dire for Nafu. I mean, they're just trying to get their Alpha back, but losing all the air points in the process.
And it looks like Imagine lost that helo up. If we can just get a look at the big screen again. Nope, that helo is still back up in the air. So now I would expect Sunny just to kind of farm the way. I'd like to see Sunny and Noxby just farm the A flag away.
Yeah.
Because most of Nafu's infantry are sitting on that flag radius right now.
Clean it up.
And here they come. Yep, gonna go a little bit low. Looking for that Noxby kill. There we go. There's the kill cam. Finds one onto Amoeba. Looks like he got another one as well. So Imagine sitting really pretty with this helicopter advantage right now. TV missile gonna go out. Looking for the Jeep. Gonna connect to him in the face of Neo. Excellent play from Noxby.
Yeah, I think this could be the turnaround.
Yep, and here comes the problem now. Now with Amoeba in the air, TV missile going to run out of range before it gets to the jet. But, I mean, now Sunny and Noxby are going to have to be very, very careful of that jet. Now imagine 108 tickets to 165. They have an 86 ticket win from round number 1. So Nafu needs to end this bleed against them really quick. Nafu has been doing really, really well up until this point, but now they got to get that helo down.
Yeah. Still 13 minutes remaining in the round, so plenty of time, but they do need to at least get some parity here, and they are trying to push up on Alpha, but not without a fight.
Yeah, Potato. Oh, nice headshot kill with the Rex on the Vansera. Nafu looking to reclaim the A flag, and they really, really need it. Now, with Amoeba up in the helo, this is going to probably possibly prevent the attack helo from harassing the A flag and preventing them from recapping. Potato looking to kill that Jeep. Currently out of a tank right now. Finds one kill onto Nickel. And we'll see where he goes, because Potato currently unable... I'm not sure if there's not a tank available, if Noxby and Sunny have been just harassed, have been beating his tanks down, yeah.
They are dropping on Alpha though to try to start contesting it yet again.
Yeah, this is excellent play from Imagine. Keeping the harassment up on this flag is going to allow them to pull more infantry from Nafu, and making sure that this gimme flag is squarely in the hands of Imagine.
Yes, and we're at 126 to 102, so we're looking at now a 22 ticket lead for Nafu, but it is diminishing. In fact, Imagine could forecap this.
Yeah, we do see the A flag very, very close to being an Imagine cap. 3 flag hold for sure. Imagine about to reclaim the ticket advantage anyway. I mean, they had a 60 to 70 ticket lead there for a while, or Nafu did, and Imagine is starting to come back really, really quickly with the help of this helicopter, showing you exactly how to use it, making sure that you have the right position, making sure that you have the right flags you're gonna harass. And yeah, Nafu did get the A flag back, but in the meantime, they haven't had a tank up in forever.
Yeah, they're going to get punished consistently with Sunny and Noxby, no doubt. But I'm glad to see they are pushing up on the other point, the gimme point for Imagine on Delta.
Even with that, unfortunately, it looks like Nafu have gone down below that 86 ticket mark. So this round is officially over. The map has been taken by Imagine. Nafu unable to win the map now with that being under 86 tickets. So Imagine take map number 1 and will be headed to Shanghai very, very quickly. And this map, I believe, was actually Imagine's pick. So they've taken their first map that they chose.
Yeah, it was, but with Nafu's map pick coming up, we may be able to see a turnaround here. But Imagine is contesting this alpha point. They're just going to play this out, but it's already been decided that that Imagine takes this. Nafu had him on the heels for the first 5-10 minutes of the game.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, even the first 15 minutes of the game. I think once that helicopter got up, and maybe it's the fact that he has been harassing the jet Amoeba so much, but Amoeba we really didn't see Amoeba go for that jet ram. It just didn't happen that round at all. So I don't know, maybe just there was an issue with, the map that they just couldn't deal with Hebe at the same time. But Imagine do take map number 1. So we'll head on to Shanghai very, very quickly, guys.
We will. But good matches, though. The tank players, both Potato and Kazagi, great job at engaging and shifting from Bravo to Charlie. That was really cool to see. That attack helicopter felt like the deciding factor, though, in both those rounds.
100%. And actually, remember how we were saying how Kazagi was having such a difficult time in those first 11 minutes? He was like 2 and 5. Definitely, once they were able to get the helo up, that's where he came in and started smacking down every infantry player from Nafu on the C and B flags, and that's why they had that 3 flag advantage. Potato couldn't do anything. He had no discernible opponent in armor, so he had a free farm mostly for the infantry flags. He did great.
That's right, and that is one of the big differences between Alpha and Delta, is that if you have the helicopter, there's a lot less places to hide on Alpha compared to Delta, and so I really think Imagine used that to their advantage when they got that point and just punished them hard.
Definitely. So, guys, that is map number 1. Once again, Imagine have taken map number 1. They've won both rounds. And with that, we'll be heading into Siege of Shanghai after this quick 2-minute break. Welcome back, guys, to the BCL Summer Cup winners bracket finals between Imagine and NAFU. We just saw Imagine take a 2-0 victory over NAFU on road transmission, and with that, we'll be heading into Siege of Shanghai next. Dasgro, Siege of Shanghai is just a complete chaotic map for AV8s. I mean, it's a 3-flag map. How do you think these two teams are going to compare for this map?
Well, I want to say that I mean the vehicle play is going to be important here, but the rotations are going to be huge on this as well. This is NAFU's map pick, and so we should see some a position of strength coming from NAFU as they go after this map. But let's not Imagine's a tough team here, and they may be able to hold it as well. We have a number of different vehicles here, like the attack helis, and as well as a 3-point hold, as you mentioned. We did talk about the Levolution piece. Unlikely to see it as a factor, but who's to say? We'll see.
Yeah, definitely two great Scout Halo players in both Hulamulu and Noxby. And I really think that this map could go either way. I think this is a toss-up. If I had to choose a prediction between the two teams, it is very much a 50-50 coin flip. And it's all going to depend on which team has the better shots, which helicopter pilot is more on the ball, on their positioning and their aim. And the tanks, I mean, this is the tank map where it's very, very difficult. Tanks play very passively. For the most part, they hold their gimme flags, they hold the A and C flags respectively, but you only see them move across the map if there's a concerted effort to push that other flag, and then they kind of go back to their gimme flag if needed. Now, the A flag is really the only real toss-up here because it's underground. There's such a huge capture radius underground, and really a tank could babysit underground for the majority of the round if they wanted to. So it's a very good, interesting flag to push.
Yeah, I think the term passive for tanks is an important emphasis because there are so many locations for each of the points where infantry can hold and engage the tanks, and so it becomes kind of a shooting fish in a barrel for a lot of these points if you're running anti-tank. Looks like we are going live soon though, momentarily.
Yep, so it looks like we have another slight delay here just before we go into the next round here. But once again, I think this is definitely a toss-up map. Both tanks could do really, really well, but they need to be very, very passive on the flags that they're on. Now, the big thing about Shanghai is it comes down to rotations. I always call it the whack-a-mole map because if you got one player on the A or the C flag, and suddenly the whole team the enemy team is all on the C flag, then you respawn all of your team on the A flag and you hit it really hard, and then as the other team comes back and puts the most of their infantry on the A flag, then you row back to the other flag and you hold this 2-flag advantage. It really kind of depends on who holds the B flag, but you kind of rotate back and forth and you don't struggle for one flag. You kind of always jump back and forth and make the other team react to your actions. The toss-up here is, of course, the C flag. It's very, very hard for the tank to recapture it. The rooftop can be a pain to clear. It can't really do much aside from tossing incendiaries up there. But it's just, again, it's a very entertaining, very active map.
Indeed. Now, what do you think about the attack helo crews? Are we going to see just solo attack helos providing a Overwatch, or is this going to be a lot more kind of engagement with the crew, on the sides as well?
Okay, so first off, it's a scout helo, not an attack helo.
Or excuse me, attack helo. Pardon me.
Scout, right. So just a scout helo. The big thing about it is that initial push towards the B flag. The China side does get there first with the scout helo, so it could be sometimes a little bit more chaotic to get there first. But here we go. Imagine going to be taking the RU side first, so they will. Imagine we'll be taking the US side first. Looks like we have a swap on the. We're gonna need to swap on the top bracket there just to make sure that we have everything right. There we go. So yes, Imagine on the US side, Stinger is going to come out immediately from each side to make sure that they can see if they can get a little bit of damage, proc those ECMs and flares on the scout helos as they approach the B flag. And it looks like this one not able to get a lock, but we do have Hebe in the helo first, going to drop it off to Noxby, and we've got a couple people dropping off on the rooftop immediately. Here comes the scout helo battle right off the bat. Noxby, height advantage. Rockets coming off from the side, not going to do anything, but it looks like Noxby not having the damage.
Whoa.
Oh my god, they're going to trade. Hebe repairing 4 health on the
Oh
helo.
my goodness, are they gonna?
They're
is
going to be
this-
fine. He's going to
Oh
get
my
away.
goodness, with four health remaining. Oh,
Oh,
they just got
by the
annihilated with
straw.
a straw.
Neo from downtown on the sea rooftop
Oh, wow.
gonna get a huge straw, triple kill, and they didn't drop. Neither team dropped anybody on the B flag. This flag is completely up for grabs.
Yeah, going up the elevator to pick it up with Imagine grabbing it.
So imagine up the main elevator, side elevator going to be up for Nafu, so they're going to have the low ground on the flag radius. Flag will be captured from Imagine first, as it was a 3-2 split on the infantry. Now it looks like a few infantry from Nafu also jumped towards the A flag, and they're down on the low ground. The tank, actually, I don't see a tank down here from Imagine, so maybe the tank got wiped immediately as well.
Perhaps I don't see it either. What happened?
Potato is also dead. What happened to the? I don't know what happened to either team's tank. That was really fast as well. What a crazy rollout initially on Shanghai. Kawasaki actually in the elevator on the A flag. They're going to go try to clear off the rooftop, making sure that Nafu can't jump anybody down. Emmy on the roof, looking for a shot into that MRAP that's on the flag radius. And here comes the rooftop clear from Imagine. Emmy going to get cleared by Jug, or excuse me, yeah, Emmy going to kill Jug on the rooftop, and it looks like Santa going to force the other player, Emmy, to jump down, and Kawasaki going to chase after him, and I think there's still one more player on that rooftop. Meanwhile, B flag, Vitoli in the elevators, waiting for that next big push onto the B flag.
Yeah, they're almost waiting for Imagine just to overcommit on Alpha and then pop in kind of accordingly. But Imagine still has players on that Bravo.
Yeah, A flag being hugely contested right now by Nafu. A lot of players down below. Don Polo near the flag radius, just waiting. And it's going to be a cap for Nafu, so we have an AC hold for Nafu right now. Sunny going to drop right on top of Don Polo, get the kill. Potato also here. Once again, is this just a new strategy that they're just saying, you know what, we don't need the tank, we're going to have the extra infantry play on it?
Maybe.
I mean, it's not
that's a very interesting thing to think about, though.
It's
because
a strat we've never seen.
Yeah, because if I mean, it means that from an entry standpoint, that there's going to be an overcommitment of engineers on the opposite team, in absence of a tank, of course. And yet, it does look like that Nickel and the rest of the Imagine crew is trying to push up on Alpha.
It looks like he missed the drop a little bit, or he dropped a little too far.
Oh, excuse me, on Charlie, not Alpha.
Yeah, Charlie. Yeah, Alpha looks like
I'm mistaken.
Alpha has been completely cleared of all players of Imagine, so Imagine definitely going to focus their next jump onto the C flag. We got 3 infantry down below in the car showroom. Oh. Jug going to get taken out as he tried to knife the window, unfortunately.
Vitoli got a 2 before getting taken out by Terex.
New MRAP down here as well. Vitoli going to try to jump out. Pops Terex in the face.
That was a fun maneuver. I like that. That was cool. Big fight on Charlie.
Yeah, and new tanks are out for each player. I did see Potato and Kawasaki each have a new tank, and it looks like Kawasaki actually hit some of the slams that that Nafu placed on that side bridge. And both teams now going to harass the tanks. Audacious Potato gets hit from the rooftop, and his tank will go down.
Vinciera and the Imagine team pushing back on Charlie, trying to gray it out. They're getting close, but lots of personnel from both teams on it to hold it.
Definitely. Nickel down below. Probably should just stay on flag radius just to be sure. I mean, I'm not sure about this getting off it right now. Imagine hasn't taken this flag yet. There's still a fight. Kawasaki going to back up, find another kill onto somebody here. Oh, the hell. Oh, the MRAP spun in front of him. Poor guy.
No. What? Boy, that sucks. That sucks.
It looks like the player from Nafu got killed anyway, but yeah. Was not able to secure the kill because of the respawning MRAP. Nafu gonna make the next big push towards the B flag. Flag gonna start ticking down a little bit, almost halfway through.
Yeah, they're capping it fast.
Yeah, not a whole lot of
time
infantry.
for Imagine to respond, and they are jumping in it.
Not a whole lot of infantry from Imagine here, but Noxby end up on the helo though, so helicopter advantage definitely in favor of Imagine. And oh no. Noxby able to get a really nice kill onto Hulu Mulu, and there it is in the kill feed. He just
see that.
dove down on Hulu. Oh,
Uh-oh.
heave! Oh, and Sunny accidentally
and
shot through
killed
the
him.
elevator at him. Yeah.
But
So
if they, I mean, it looks like that Nafu does take Bravo back, although it looks like that there's a huge reaction from Imagine, both on the top and the side, so this will be queue to be contested.
Yeah, and again, Noxby still in the helicopter. We see him take out Don Polo there. Hulu not in the helo, gonna spawn on the B flag though. Need the extra body on the flag, so he's doing a good job being that extra body. Looking for that shot. He's got it. Hit Noxby. Swings it outside the rooftop, finds the nice kill into Noxby's helicopter. So both helos will go down for the next 45 seconds or so.
Great shot. Great shot.
All right.
That may allow Nafu to hold that in the end.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we see Kalzagi applying a little bit of pressure to Audacious Potato on the C flag, but that B flag hold, it looks like Imagine literally throwing everything they have onto the B flag right now. There's a bunch on the rooftop, and I mean, going up those elevators, incredibly difficult to clear out.
It is, and they're just waiting for it.
Oh, so Hulu back up in the Scout Helo first. He's going to help clear out this flag. Imagine will retake the B flag due to this huge push up top, but there's a lot of... Oh, it looks like Nafu may have gotten up in the elevator as well. It hasn't started... The flag hasn't started ticking, so there's still a lot of Imagine players there. Nickel the next to go down. Oh, man, this is going to be a very, very close game. Imagine still down about 12 tickets. B flag now blinking. This is going to be all
Hulu
depend
getting
on
up
spawns.
there and I think turning the tides.
This is all going to depend on the spawns on this flag radius. It is stalemated so hard. But in the next 10 seconds, 15 seconds or so, Noxby's helicopter should be up, and he should be back up in this near the building very quickly. And there it is. Here he comes in. Noxby going to come into the side. Vencera will find a nice kill into Emmy. The flag is currently gray. Helo's going to engage each other. Noxby going to wipe the floor with Hula Mulu in the Little Bird. So, Little Bird advantage probably going into that fight. But now it's up to Imagine to retake the B flag again.
Look at those rockets. Those rockets just going everywhere. Oh, no. Neil gets taken out.
Yeah,
but...
this is one of the most intense B fights I've seen in a long time on this map, Dascro. Just constant action, constant helicopter fights for this flag.
Yes, and Noxby's staying alive. Plenty of health. Getting some kills.
Yep, finds another one on Emmy, finds another one on Hulu.
Ooh,
B flag blinking again towards Imagine's favor. They have 6 infantry up here, and looks like against the 3, maybe 4 infantry of Nafu, Weshit,
wow.
Neo, and Legco. Legco also subbing in for Amoeba after that match on swapping out for the pilot on Rogue Transmission for Nafu. So they're defending this. It's incredible.
Yeah, Neo taking the shots of the helo, survived that elevator encounter. That's impressive.
And now Imagine possibly going to bring the gray in. There's the gray. Not enough infantry. Nickel finds a kill into Neo. Potato in the stairwell. This is another opportunity, once again, where we have the tanker just not taking his tank. He's going to spawn infantry. Noxby looking for the rooftops. Probably going to try to clear anybody from Imagine. Looks like Imagine's gotten that desperate where they need to just drop, or Nafu's gotten desperate enough to drop an extra player on the A rooftop and try to stinger the helo.
All the while, Nafu does begin to take Charlie Point, but here comes the reaction with Imagine on both the tanks and the infantry descending from Bravo.
Yep, tank will find Don Polo, looking for another. He's starting to get hit a little bit, down to 56 HP. Maybe get hit again. Kalzagi may have to back up for a little bit, but the C flag going to be held by Nafu, and we're just going to trade, like, here's that whack-a-mole. You're just going to trade that, the fight on the B flag for the fight on the C flag, and there's still the opportunity for a jump down to A whenever Imagine wants it.
Now, I'm curious if Imagine will commit to Alpha. I mean, it looks like there's just like a one-on-one right now. Hulu Mulu.
Yeah, I would really like to see Imagine just swap gears here and just throw everything at the A flag. They're currently bleeding out right now. 65 to 110. Nafu currently holding the advantage. I don't think this fight is worth it for Imagine. They just need to switch gears. They're going to go for the tank kill right now on the rooftop, and Audacious Potato will get taken out by Kalzagi, but again, they don't have the infantry fight just isn't going their way.
No.
Oh, Emmy, yeah, from the floor, to the rooftop. Yeah,
I mean, they're holding that top part of Charlie all right, but I mean, you got to drop down. You got to get in that cap zone.
Yeah, imagine burning way too many tickets here to take. I mean, they just don't have control. Calzaghe back up in another tank, or maybe the same tank, just continuing to push into the C flag. I think he should be below the A flag right now. I think he should be on that side. But I mean, Imagine's committed. They're going to go for the C flag and they're going to gray it.
And Nafu still has their helicopter up. Are they going to respond by just going to Bravo, or nope? It looks like they're going to mad jump into Charlie. It looks like.
Yeah, I would have swapped around and I would have gone to the B flag. This is the problem with Shanghai. With teams get into such a hardened battle onto one flag and one flag only, and they don't maneuver around and rotate, and that could be a huge problem. And we actually saw Hulu, I think, running 25s on his helicopter, looking for that extra splash damage on the rooftop.
We do see Jug capping on Alpha though. That's something that that they haven't taken much of thus far this round. This may be a turnaround for Imagine.
Yeah, Vitoli down below gets taken out by Terex, 26-86. Imagine might definitely lose this. I mean, might certainly lose this round if they're not careful. Audacious Potato still out of the tank. It's like, yeah, they are definitely playing this round very, very tank. I mean, tank light. He's been playing infantry so much this round, having that extra body. I mean, it's working for them quite a bit, but. Now Imagine needs to now Nefu needs to figure out where they're gonna push, and there's the dive bomb. They're gonna go for the A flag, and there's nothing that Noxby can do about it because they're all gonna be below the flag radius.
Oh.
That's a quick gray, and I would expect Imagine to respond on the B flag.
No, Hulu Muli also engaging that helicopter. Imagine has to navigate to get some protection, but not a whole lot.
Hulu trying to maintain the height advantage while trying to dive down on the helicopter. Noxby now going to look up. Here comes the 25s, I believe, coming in, looking for that damage. And the accuracy from Hulu not there.
Oh, no.
And he will get taken out. Looks like maybe he got hit by a straw, or maybe he got hit the building with the tail. But he will go down, and Noxby going to still remain up.
It does look like that Alpha will be held by Imagine, and so Imagine does have the ticket lead right now, but I think Nafu with the Bravo can choose to engage either Alpha or Charlie at their leisure.
That is the big call. They need to decide which flag that they get to go for, and they need to decide it quickly. They only have 55 tickets, and they want to retain as much of an advantage as they can. It looks like C is going to be the call out here. They have a Potato up in the tank. I'd like to see him in flag radius. There he goes. Yeah, they need to stop this as fast as humanly possible. And it looks like maybe they retained 1 or 2 infantry on the A flag, so they're going to go for this dual push onto 2 different flags here and stretch Imagine a little bit thin. Although the B flag also blinking as well, so Imagine could be up there for counterplay.
It does seem like it, and while Imagine will be maybe contesting Alpha.
Oh, I was so worried that they weren't going to cap the C flag. It looks like there was still somebody from Imagine there. Sunny, Straw down below, finds a kill into Hulu, finds a double kill into Westchit. They might actually clean up this flag radius. There's still too many players from Nafu
many
there.
of them. Wow.
Ticket bleed in favor of Nafu, 39-10. Imagine bleeding out a little bit. Neo gonna get killed by Sunny. Sunny looking for the 44 kill. Not gonna get it just yet with 9 HP left. Well, oh my god, he's 1v1ing around the corner right now. Sunny, ever so careful. It's against Don Polo, and Don Polo's at full health, so Sunny at a significant disadvantage on this 1v1 fight. But the bleed still coming into factoring into the round. A flag. Imagine needs to make a push. And it doesn't look like they're going to be able to.
Wow. Intense first round. 35-0 in favor of Nafu.
Yep, 35 tickets. So, Imagine took, or Nafu took round number 1, I believe. No, Imagine took the round number 1 of Rogue Transmission as well. So, Nafu, this is the first round win of their match. Taking a look at the kill feed here. We got Sunny 21 for 10. That's playing infantry. The kill lead on Nafu, 14 for 13, and that's on that's with Weshit on infantry. Tank scores very, very low as we expect them to be. Potato 7 for 14 versus Kalzagi 16 for 5. So Kalzagi definitely got a little bit more engaged and a lot more damage into those flags. He was very aggressive in most of his play. We saw him push the C flag a lot. And most importantly, looking at the helicopter scores. Hulamulu 10 for 12. Noxby 16 for 5. So Noxby had a little bit of a better farm, and I think that comes into a factor of being able to push the B flag a little bit more.
Now I see that Nafu was missing one player. How? I mean, was that just a reset or? I mean, I want to say they had all 8 the entire time, right?
Yes, they had all 8 the entire round, and I think it was just a drop at the end there.
Sure. Now I want to ask you a question, Gravity. What about the Z11 factor? Do you think that had a huge impact to this?
Oh, absolutely. And I mean, we did see Noxby, Hulamulu did switch to 25mm cannons towards the end there, maybe to get some extra splash damage against the pilot. You can easily, it's not easy, but you can possibly have an easier time shooting out the pilot of the little bird with 25s, so that may make a bit of a difference. But other than that, the maneuverability of the hitbox and the hitbox of the Z11 is just, it's huge and it's clunky. And I mean, hey, next round it's on Nafu's side, so they should have that advantage.
Indeed. I will say Nafu's Neo in hitting that straw shot off the beginning was that was incredible.
That was huge.
Oh yeah. I mean, he took out 3. I mean, that was a full crew all getting taken out.
Absolutely. I mean, that just shut down the helicopter advantage for Imagine right off the bat. And the crazy thing was neither team bailed anyone on top of the rooftop. So the fight it all came through the elevators. It was all delayed, and it lasted for like 5 minutes. It was crazy. And then both tanks went down. We didn't even see the tank fight. Yeah, that was a great round. So I'm looking forward to round number 2 here.
Yeah. Same here. We will be going live soon enough. If you're just joining us, this is the BCL upper bracket finals between Nafu and Imagine. We are on map 2. We're just about to go into round 2 of map 2. We saw Imagine take map 1. We saw Nafu take the first round of this second map. And so if Nafu takes again, that'll be a tiebreaker, and we'll be going to Hammerhead for round 3.
I just want to talk about this one more time. I love the fact that Potato, even though his score really didn't show the effectiveness of, great infantry play or, the kill feed or anything, he was an extra body on flags. They took their tanker, and the majority of the round was out of a tank. Like, they didn't even just said, no, we don't want it. We want the extra tanker to be an extra body on a flag. And it worked for them. I mean, they took the round. Maybe that says something to maybe a new meta of the map. But, I mean, it remains to be seen if it can work every time. But having that extra person on a flag as a distraction, as a shot, it's huge. That could be a game changer going forward.
Yeah, great flexibility with Potato on playing that role, even though as a tanker, you want to stay within the fight. But we are about to go live on round 2.
All right, so here we go. Round number 2. 5 seconds on the clock. We see the infantry, Sunny, waiting down there for that next shot. And the initial shot's going to happen. Oh, we actually see some extra play here. Bipod up from Vencera, looking for some damage on top of the enemy player, trying to shoot from Nafu, trying to get the damage, making sure that they can't shoot any shot at the Hilo.
Oh, interesting.
Straw out from Sunny. Hulamulu back in the Hilo. Hulamulu, yeah. And height advantage for Noxby. Damage coming out for both players. Both teams have the reps, and Hulu gonna decisively beat the Imagine Hilo.
That's right. And that little bird. So as long as they can stay up, here it comes. No.
Jug's actually gonna hop the rooftop. Not necessarily the worst decision in the world. It looks like Imagine will take the B flag first. It looks like they're gonna grab the C flag as well. So the initial bleed is gonna be going up in their favor. And elevator is gonna be popped. Nobody in them. Of course, this is the typical feint of the elevators. Knowing that there's players downstairs, it forces the Imagine infantry to watch Now, Tank did just go down. Sraw going to come out against the Hilo. Hula Mulu going to clean house on the A flag right now. B flag is going to go gray.
Okay, so we do see B flag going gray with Nafu trying to take it. We do see Hulu Mulu still on the helicopter. Oh, did you see that?
So
Terex jumping on
again,
down, and Hulu taking both Jug and Terex with him. Incredible.
Yep, Noxby being the only player down there waiting, gets into the squad with Jug, so Jug should be able to respawn on top of him, and that's exactly what's going to happen here. A flag going to be pushed by Imagine. They're currently at a 2-flag disadvantage right now, so they need to keep moving on. And B flag going to be pressed again, and Hulu just continuing to kill the people hopping off the top of the building, and I believe that was the last member of Imagine that was on the rooftop. So Imagine going to shove literally everything they have onto the A flag right now, and they really need to push this hard.
Yes, and Imagine is beginning to push Alpha, but they're not on it just yet. Trying to clear it out first, putting fire down. Does get taken out by Neo.
Yep, and A flag still going down a little bit. Vencera down below. Jug also underneath into the mall section of the A flag. B flag, nobody from Nafu on it, and or excuse me, nobody from Imagine on it, and C flag, nobody from Nafu there. So the entire battle right now taking place on this A flag, and right now a pretty good 40 ticket advantage for Nafu. I mean, it's very possible we could go into that third map of Hammerhead, Deskro.
Very much so. Now, Imagine does have the double cap. But that Bravo point is a point where you can easily go from one point to another, and we're starting to see that right now with Nafu pushing up on Charlie, looking for targets.
Yeah, very looking to the sky, making sure that when the next time that Noxby gets over here, that they can get that shot. Oh my God, that was so close, and they're gonna get obliterated anyway. As Noxby came in from above, and or Hulu came in from above. Excuse me. Yeah, so Hula Mulu still up in the air for Nafu, but they're down a flag here, and they need to decide where to go. I think the right decision for Nafu might be to push into that C flag since they do have that Hilo, and it's easier to clean out than looking below. But totally going to fall to Hebe on the B flag, and this could be a disadvantage for Nafu. Small going to go out from Hebe, not going to connect against the Hilo.
No. Looks like a bit neutral right now in the players on Bravo. We do have some folks dropping down. He does get taken out.
Yep, Nafu going to retain the B flag. I believe they didn't really have a huge push onto the B flag, but they're doing a great job defending the AC flag hold. Neo down below finds 1 kill into Terex. Jug drops down. Guines finds 2, finds 3, including a Potato once again out of the tank for the time being. So Imagine.
Great play. Great play by Imagine on that one.
Yeah, Nafu need to make a decision here. Kalzagi in the tank on C along with 3 infantry nearby. Nafu need to make a decision. They're currently split. They've got 2 infantry, now 3 up on the rooftop of B, and they're still dropping down on A, and I don't think this is going to work.
It's going to be hard. I mean, you have a good amount of players. How many players? You got 1 or 2 at least on Imagine on Alpha?
Yeah, I think Nafu might... They're indecisive. They need to decide where to throw everything. This is a map where you need to throw 3, 4, 5 infantry on a flag and then move to your next target. Neo on the A flag. Okay, here's the push. 4 infantry for Nafu here. 2 are already dead. And Imagine's Terex from behind. Gonna completely wipe the push onto Weshid.
Imagine's holding this. This is they need this. In fact, Nafu's now bringing up the tank with a Ace Potato, trying to clear it out.
This tank is actually really poorly timed. Nafu made that push below without tank support, and then after they wiped, now the tank is here.
If it was only 15 seconds difference, I think it would have been, all the difference.
Yeah, forcing the tank down into the underground when your team is pushing down in the underground is the biggest advantage you have, and that is something that they just didn't do that time. And Kalzagi now pushing into the A flag. They know that Nafu want this flag back.
Wow.
And Kalzagi will find Don Polo. He's going to get another kill into Emmy. The tank will fall. Looking for the Hilo Sraw. Not going to find it. Well, Yeah.
I mean, Kazagi was deliberate there, and you give him that. He tried his hardest to stay in the fight.
And Ticket's very, very heavy lead for Imagine right now. 113 to 179. Nafu making all the wrong decisions as to what flag to push. I mean, Potato has he's pushed into the A flag like 3 times, but the team hasn't been there with him. And Imagine has 4 or 5 infantry there. It's just, you need to drop down. You have rooftop control on B. Just throw everything on the C flag, guys. Come on.
Yeah, I think maybe after Potato goes down, they'll perhaps transition back to infantry on that because it's so hard for them to be. His only option's Alpha as a tank. It's real tough.
Right, but the thing about having the tank there is that if you were to throw the majority of your infantry from Nafu onto the C flag, like 4 or 5 infantry, and let's assume they get the flag, or let's assume they get wiped. In either case, Potato is still there on the A flag, and if Imagine rotates to C to stop it, then Potato can move underneath and attempt to cap the flag.
Yeah, that's a fair point, but we are starting to see perhaps the beginnings of that. Perhaps on Charlie, we have one of the NAFU players on Neo on Charlie Point, and Hulu Moo in the helicopter nearby.
And you got to remember, Hulu, this has been a match where Hulu has almost been completely unopposed. There hasn't been a real significant challenge to him at all. Neo, nice raw kill into Vancera on the rooftop of C.
Starting to cap it.
But, I mean, Nafu have had helicopter advantage the entire game, and they're down 130 tickets. That's crazy. And here, finally, here comes that swap, and look, Nafu immediately free cap. It's a free cap for them. Nafu, Noxby's going to spawn there. The helicopter notices it. Smog going to go out, will miss, but Noxby will die. And look, just like that, Nafu have stopped the bleed, and the bleed is now onto Imagine. It's such a quick and easy thing, and it should have been done like 5 minutes ago.
It is. Now, it's 52 to 162. You got a 110 ticket advantage for Imagine. Imagine's got to win this by 36 if they want to take this. If they can't win it by that much, it'll go to Nafu.
Yep, very much so. So now with C being secured, now is the time where Potato could move into the A flag. Now is the time where if Nafu really wanted A, they could just say, okay guys, stop defending C, we'll go for A and just retake that flag really quick, and then they still maintain the burn. It's a really, really quick decision to rotate off this flag.
It is. Nafu holding on Charlie. They're trying to cap it, maybe?
Yeah, this is a really weak push onto A right now. We do see Hulamulu, buzzing around it right now. Emmy on the rooftop. If you're going to leave a person on the C flag, that's fine. Leave one, but fake the push. Make sure that if you're gonna pretend to have the push on the C, fine. But they're still being really, really cautious about the C flag push, and they're dropping more infantry on it, even though Imagine currently have the occupation of it.
Yeah. Nafu does gray it out, but a Imagine tank with Kalzagi is responding in kind, with Noxby also in the air.
Yeah, Noxby back up in that scout halo, looking for Hulamulu. Hulu currently taking some serious damage. I'm not sure where he got hit from, but he can hit by a straw and he'll go down. And that could be the first death for Hulu this round.
Oh, what a trade.
Was that Smough from Potato from below. And he actually got out of the tank for that. Huge play by Potato.
You gotta know when the shots are for yours to take.
Okay, so again, I'm stressing that Nafu are spending way too much time on the C flag. They need to get everybody into A right now.
They do. Only 16 tickets remaining for Nafu.
Oh, this bleed has just been so bad for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nafu unable to do the rotations. I don't think this is going to go the way of Nafu. Deskro, unfortunately, does not look like we're going to get that third map of the day. But you never know. Anything's possible. 10 tickets is a lot for Shanghai, though.
It is. You can just burn it through attrition, just throw bodies at it, and we'll be able to get it there accordingly.
Yeah, it's just not enough. We do see Potato underneath the flag. We do see a lot of players of Nafu here. Now with Nafu being underneath it, and there's a lot of players of Imagine currently up above the mall right here, this little
Yeah.
subterranean area. And it doesn't even look like they're going to get this flag. They don't have anybody. They don't have
Mm-mm.
enough here. This push to A should have been here. Should have been done so much earlier while they were dealing with the while most of Imagine was on the C flag. And that's going to be it.
That's it.
119-0. Round number 2. They're gonna come back and answer back to that first round. And Imagine will take the W today.
They do. GG's to both teams. Hard fought matches the last 4 rounds. Uh, I, I thought Nafu may have had this, but in the end, when they were just not rotating fast enough, and it looks like Imagine was able to get that bleed and to really, take a piece out of Nafu to the point where they lost it. So
Yeah. It's just, I guess, unfortunately, you don't get to have your third Hammerhead map today, Deskro. Maybe
all right.
next time. But the thing about the big important part of this match is that it does mean that Imagine will go to the grand finals of the BCL Summer Cup. Meanwhile, Nafu will drop down to, I believe, if my producers can confirm, to the lower bracket finals, and await whoever comes through the lower bracket next week, or in 2
Yes.
weeks. 2 weeks now. Yeah.
Yeah, so so Nafu's not out just yet. They may
Yeah.
be able to claw their way back in the lower brackets up to the grand finals and face Imagine again one more time.
All right. And so yeah, we're just going to continue to just sit here for a few more minutes. So yeah, again, I think Nafu absolutely could have had that second round. They were so in control of the B flag, but they spent so much time on the wrong flag, never rotating. It's just, yeah, it was. And the worst part about it was, as we said, Imagine didn't almost have that halo up most of the round. Hulu had complete air control, and they still couldn't break that push and go to the other flag. This is a map where you need to rotate, and they just couldn't make it happen.
That's right. And so we're now looking at the lower bracket, and so we will see.
Ooh, so that happened today.
Oh,
So we have just a quick update. It looks like the VN Legacy game also took place concurrently with this match, and Legacy have won that round with 2-0. Won that match 2-0 against VN. So they will play ESF next Sunday. Hopefully we can get that on stream and next week. And the winner of that will go on to play Nafu in the lower bracket final. So, guys, we are literally about 3 weeks away from the grand final. I can't wait.
yeah. So Legacy and ESF will fight each other, as you mentioned, and then once the winners declared there, we'll see who takes that lower bracket victory and then goes up to the grand finals. And so I think that's about everything. Although I will say something. I wanna say that I want to commend Neo's performance on that second map. Boy, had some real clutch shots on taking on the helicopters and defending the elevator, and that was quite something to watch on Bravo. And so I think his performance was commendable.
Definitely. So, with that, guys, we're going to take a short 2 to 3 minute break, and then we are going to be back with an interview with Nickel. Welcome back, guys. As promised, we have an interview with Nickel, part of the victorious Imagine team today. Once again, congratulations, Nickel, on advancing to the grand finals today. I have just a couple quick questions for you. First off, so that second round, obviously, of Shanghai, Nafu seemed to have a lot of problems. Did you guys feel like they weren't rotating, or it was an easier round than it should have been?
Well, I didn't see the board. I only saw my own POV, but it felt like well, we were just better at bunkering down at AC, and they really couldn't get in, especially on A. We had so many slams. Potato was trying his best. He destroyed some slams. Then he drives in, and he hits the other slams from me. Like, there's nothing you can do. It's too hard.
Yeah.
We had 5 players down below. What are you gonna do? They need BC. On C, I don't know. I didn't play that much on C. But Santa and 1inf did a fantastic job. Like, they cut the rotations fantastically.
Okay. So the other question I have about is the Rogue transmission game round 2. You guys were struggling about 50, 60, 70 tickets down that first 10, 15 minutes of Rogue. What were you guys doing that kind of resettled you guys, that allowed you to come back for round number 2?
Well, first of all, we focused on 2 flags, of course. I mean, Rogue has 4. You need 2 to stop the burn. And if the heli is up, we're not playing for 3 flags. Our main goal is playing for 2 flags and killing the heli. And we tried killing the heli for like 5 minutes, and eventually it worked out. We hit some lucky throws for like 75, but we couldn't get him down. But after a few attempts, it worked out with the jet.
Definitely. Well, I guess really quickly here, I guess I have one last question for you from me, and that is: so you've obviously advanced to the grand final. You've sent Natfu down to the losers bracket final. There are 3 teams left on there. It's Natfu, Legacy, and ESF. In the grand final, since you guys have one more match to play, who would you rather play out of those 3 teams? Would you rather play Natfu again or one of the other 2 teams?
Nafu, because we dislike playing on high ping. Like, playing on high ping is never fun against Brazilians or NA. And it's also not fair for them.
No, I mean...
On high ping, many gunfights are coin flips, and we have to approach things very different.
Okay. So going forward, that's the decision. All right, sounds good. All right, Dasker, do you have anything for Nickel today?
Yeah, I'm curious on the second map. You had Bravo for a little bit, but towards the end you just gave it up. To go out of Alpha Charlie accordingly. Yeah, how did that change? Kind of your thinking in the use of helicopters in this? Was it being a little more aggressive, or perhaps a whole lot more passive? But any kind of changes in your strategies when you give up that Bravo?
Well, if you give up Bravo, we usually don't have the heli anymore, and then we exclusively play AC and don't take the heli up at all, unless we get a 75 hit on the heli, or if we distract him, like he's cutting rotations on A and C, then Noxby has a very short time window where he can actually push up and surprise him. But,
so it makes sense. And then on the first round of Siege, a really intense helicopter fight. He taking it, barely, and then just getting shot out. What was the team's reaction when that happened?
A lot of complaining. A lot of complaining. Nobody likes it when the breakout goes wrong.
Yeah, we noticed that nobody.
Overall, the first half was a complete mess. Sorry for talking over you.
That's fine.
But the first half was a complete mess. Honestly, we have to blame the leadership. That's me and Heap. We didn't have clear calls for A or C. We had conflicting callouts, and in the end, we had only 1 flag.
Yeah, it was one of those maps, one of those rounds where, nothing seemed to go right early on. I mean, like you said, you both lost the helos, and nobody had even dropped on the rooftop of B. So it was immediately everybody had to take the elevators, and you never want that on Shanghai in the opening.
Yep.
All right. So with that, I think Nickel, do you have any other thoughts or anything you'd like to say to anybody in the chat?
I don't know. GG, well played to Nafu, of course, and I guess see you next week.
All right, guys, and with that, once again, congratulations, Nickel. Congratulations to Imagine on advancing to the grand finals. Nafu not out of it yet, but we'll be seeing you guys very, very soon for those lower bracket games. We're 3 weeks away, roughly, from the grand final. Daskro, it's been a pleasure.
It has gravity. So thanks for joining us all, both in the chat and those just watching as well. This was the BCL 8v8 upper bracket finals. Congrats to Imagine, and perhaps we'll see NAFU make their way up from the lower bracket going forward.
Yep. And with that, guys, take care, and we'll see you guys next week.
Bye bye.